you are summoned to Blackstaff Tower immediately at the behest of the Blackstaff herself. Time is of the essence, and your skills are in dire need. I task you, Force Grey, to travel to the far south, to the land of Chult. Brave the dangers of this unbridled wild land. Find the lost city and the location of this soulmonger. No! Chult ahead! The sea air is splashing in, the wind's picking up a bit, and one of the hands comes over and grabs a small, what looks like an orb, and locks it into the front of the ship and turns it for a second, and it flashes for a second. He goes, there is a known pirating problem in these northern waters, so I would recommend not utilizing any flashing magic for the time being. This should guide us there without issue. At which point you watch as the front of the ship shimmers ever so slightly. It becomes a light blue color that tends to match the coloration of both the ocean waters and the horizon. About an hour or so travel forward, eventually you begin to see more and more of the continent rise, and you can see now in the sunlight the bright green jungle canopies of Chult before you, this massive rocky structure from end to end that begins to just consume the horizon the closer you get. You then watch as the endless vines that choke the hills curl over the sea cliffs that then delve down to where the ocean waters are splashing against the edges. And there in the center of it, there's an alcove, a large bay, and there in the bay you can see what can only be the port city itself. The harbor that is called the Port Nyanzaru. You see a city of stone, bamboo, thatch, tile built within layer after layer of walls that just begin to move further and further in. There's a defensive perimeter of a size that you haven't seen this far south. The ship finally docks, and you sense the tall barriers on the edges stand against they're the only defense that stands against the ever hungry and oppressing edge of the jungle that seems to be perpetually trying to find its way to reclaim where this city has been built. You step off and you're immediately greeted with this menagerie of buildings and structures of various size and color, just this vibrant display of all sorts of interesting people and spicy scents and fruits. And you also immediately notice a very sweltering heat and humidity here. You're all generally northern folk, and the discomfort immediately kicks in. You already can feel the sweat building up in the back of your armor. And this is a familiar, uncomfortable sensation to you, but you feel it far worse in your time.
Orlando?
Oh, this is hyper Orlando.
Like Columbia.
Yeah. As soon as you kind of gather your bearings here at the edge of the city among the docks, you suddenly hear a deep, resonant bellow, this sound, and you immediately turn your attention to the left. And you see a behemoth that you've not laid eyes on before, harnessed with leather and chains, pulling along a large cart carrying crates and jugs. The creature is lizard-like, with thick scaled hide, a quadruped with a long tail, and a dozen of vertical spines travel along its back, tip of the tail. This is a Stegosaurus, led by a humanoid rider that is currently on top, holding these reins that kind of lumbers as a beast of burden further down the streets of the city.
So now that I've seen that, can I transform into it, or do I need to just pet it or talk to it a little bit?
You'd have to spend some time with it, I'd say, as far as a wild shape circumstance.
Could you run a nature check for me?
Let's see. Don't mind if I do. That is a 14.
A 14.
It's a big lizard.
You've heard of these things. You've heard of ancient entities that were kind of due to previous wars, ancient history on the northern continents. What small creeping of their species may have happened was destroyed, and this continent lays as kind of the last protected bastion of these wild ancient creatures. This one looks to be domestic as they can be. And you actually see a number of these creatures of different shapes and sizes used throughout the city as various types of beast of burden. There's some of the docks that are helping pull giant, looks like a pulley system that pulls large crates out of the ships and sets them on the side. But they're all manned with multiple people, and everyone seems to have this kind of sense of keeping them calm as they go.
Seems like some real Jurassic Park shit going on right here.
Yeah, it's
This is gonna get ugly.
Does he notice a CR rating?
no, he does not notice the CR rating. It's a powerful beast. It's heavy.
Can I ask it its CR rating?
Do you have speak with animals?
I do. Speech of beast and leaf. And I can also speak to animals. Yes.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh, yes. That. That's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
16 plus.
7.
Okay.
So we're looking
It starts kind of rearing up a little bit, and you kind of walk by.
quiet now, my sweet.
And he goes back to its normal gait, and he goes, okay, way to fix your problem. But seriously, you get in the front of this, I'm liable to stomp you. As this giant stegosaurus and its rider loom off down the street, you kind of take in the mystique of the place you found yourself recently. Amongst all the multicolored buildings of various heights in the hills of which this port is built on, every single crack and crevice is filled with green and vines and just nature trying to reclaim the space. You can
Really
see.
good for me.
Oh yeah, no,
Great
this
for
is-
my class.
This is all for you. As you continue forward, kind of wandering through, you see a number of the buildings here and there are crumbled and in ruins, untouched, and the level of erosion on these buildings really kind of reveals the impressive age of the city around you. So, what do you guys want to do?
Let's find our guide.
Henry? Can we see a tavern or some sort of bounty board or something with a big exclamation point over its head?
You can certainly ask around and try and make an investigation check.
15.
15? Yeah, within like 15 minutes, you talk to a few of the Chultans, and one of them kind of points over towards one area and says, this all depends on what kind of place you're looking for. There's the Thundering Lizard Tavern, if you're looking for more of a raucous atmosphere. Or there's the Kaya's House of Repose in the Red Bazaar. That is a little more if you're going to sleep and rest. Choice is yours.
Thundering Lizard it is.
Yeah, we want a badass. We don't want a sleeper.
Fair enough. Good luck. And the fellow dives back into the crowd. Eventually you find your way to the Thundering Lizard, which is built from this clay structure that is then thatched with stone edges that kind of maintain the structure. It's rather large and spacious on the inside. The roof is high up, and as you walk inside, you immediately hear dozens and dozens of people just like chattering, laughing, having drinks. There's a small band in the corner that is playing a very, very soft, heavy percussion rhythm piece, and there's just a plethora of people from all different walks of life throughout the interior.
What was the racial breakdown as we were walking through the streets? What did we notice?
Most of the breakdown of the city seems to be human, with some smatterings of dwarf, elven, occasional elf. You catch the glance of one dragonborn and other.
But a gold dragonborn.
A gold dragonborn, yes.
All right, well, my hood's up,
Okay.
just in case.
Okay. So you guys enter the tavern. No one seems to pay you mind. You stand out in some crowds, but this place has such an interesting mix of individuals that you're commonplace almost. So, what's your first order of business?
Well, can I do a perception check to see if I see somebody that stands out and looks like the guide type?
Sure. Go make a perception check.
Where do we put him? I'll just use yours.
Go for it.
Oh, bad luck.
What happened? 1?
Natty 1.
But there's a 4 to that, so.
You sense the worst guy.
Well, here's what happens. You glance about the room and you're kind of like, no. And your eyes meet with a gentleman with shortish brown hair, bright blue eyes, a big toothy smile, and very, very fine clothing, like noble's clothing almost. And right as soon as you see him, he sees you and goes, and pats the back of the shoulder of the guy next to him. You see this kind of older, portly halfling fellow in similar clothing, and he looks like, they both beeline right for you.
I'm breaking away towards the bar.
The guy comes up and he goes, Friend, I couldn't help but notice. You look a bit out of place here in Chult, am I right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just mean the expression is common. When you first arrive, there's that awe that swells his. Isn't that right, Gondolo? And the little halfling goes, no, he's got a point. You kind of stand out amongst the rest of the crowd here. It looks like you could use some help.
No, we're okay. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
But please, at least let us take you to the bar and buy you a drink, right? Come on. Your friend's already gotten one. You're darker.
Never trust a halfling. I say that to myself.
I'm Farul. This is Gondolo, and we're travelers extraordinaire, adventurers by trade, and we've found ourselves quite comfortable here in the port. So any questions you may have, anything you may require, we are at your service.
Your services won't be required.
Yeah, we're good.
Runt. And I sniff like smoke comes out of my nose.
Make an intimidation check.
Okay. All right. It's a 7.
7. Okay. As you snore, he kind of retracts and goes, "Oh, well, I mean no offense, Mr. Dragon, sir, but I am, just putting it out there. If you need anything, we know the length and breadth of the land." And Gondolo kind of scoots in, pushes him aside, and goes, "Look, I'm sorry for my friend. He's a bit touched, a bit dropped as a child, but he means well. And to be fair, what he's saying isn't true. Jamilah, I've been watching these strangers since they entered the establishment, both out of curiosity, out of the looming dragonborn that just walks with a presence of "don't touch me," and the awareness of your own dwindling funds. However, you're finding these able-bodied foreigners with the means of possibly even getting you off this continent, or at least give you information on a means of doing so.
Yeah, visitors are cool.
Yeah,
I've won a couple arm wrestling fights during this time as well, I want to say.
Okay, yeah.
Dropped a couple.
You got a small crowd gathered, and a couple of bruised egos are off to the side.
I don't have to actually concentrate that much, so I'm watching them while I'm winning.
Even worse, not only are you beating them, but you're not even really giving them
I'm not even really, it could be anyone. It's just one at a time.
Like Marion Ravenwood times.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Your attention grows even more intense, and it almost catches you off guard as you see those scoundrels, Farul and Gondolo, approach these strangers, immediately snatching up the opportunity, it seems.
Jokers.
And you're too familiar with the grift they usually spin. So at this point, Gondolo's like, "So, you're here on business? What are you looking for? What can I help you with?"
Okay. Is this the guy I tried to intimidate, or is this the other one?
This is the other one. You try to intimidate the human. This is the
Oh, this is the halfling.
This is the halfling, the brass tacks halfling.
I grab him by the back of his neck. They say, "Fuck off."
Make a nice check with advantage.
Well, that's going to be a good one. Okay. I'll take the 18 plus 5, 23.
All right, no worries. Rod, drinks are on me. And he flicks a gold coin under the bar.
Towards the bartender so you can flick the gold.
Take all his money. Rob him. Let's rob him. I'm broke.
I just roll him under a table.
He gets up, and you notice at this point, well, at first glance, they looked like they were well dressed. You can see the grease stains and the tattering at the edge of the sleeves, and they kind of stands up, and Farul helps him up. Good day. Wish you the best of luck in your endeavors.
On your way.
I turn back towards the bartender and say, "You heard the runt." And then he, "Give me an ale."
But of course. And he kind of gives you a grin and goes, "Glad somebody finally showed them what for." And begins pouring some drinks. You guys all kind of gather up at the bar edge.
I'm super impressed by what I saw here, because that little pipsqueak is always trouble. So I saunter up, but I kind of keep my distance. I just say, visitors like you ought to be more careful.
We're looking for someone who knows these jungles. Did you happen to know anyone?
Well, Ferrule is definitely
You're
not.
hired. Sorry.
Hang back.
Hired.
Sorry.
Follow our lead.
I got really excited.
Only a fool would go into those jungles for money. You'd never get out to spend it.
Our mission isn't one of, for financial reasons.
I take one of their drinks and I drink it.
Okay.
And I don't pay them.
It's okay, I wanted green tea anyway.
The bartender goes, "You'll get tea.
Okay.
It's your choice to make it green on your own accord."
What's your name?
I'm JAMILAH, raised here in Chult. I know these jungles better than anyone.
I'm Hitch.
Interesting name.
I agree.
How well do you know the jungles up and down the river?
I used to go when I was a mere little girl. Nothing stopped me.
Have you heard anything of a lost city?
Lost city, you say?
Lost City.
Is this what you seek? There are many lost cities.
Searching for a lost city of Omu.
Has there been any disturbance? Maybe of a dark, magical kind?
Magic. Oh, here in Chult, don't talk to me about magic.
Has there been
You
any
should continue to talk about that.
scary beasts on the loose?
Scary beasts. Well, I've no doubt seen our behemoths.
Scarier.
Scarier
We're
than that.
looking for
in
the
those jungles.
scariest.
In those jungles, there will be things that are scarier than anything you've seen in your nightmares.
Hell yeah.
Good.
I've seen them.
Can I ask a DM question? Back to when we left, were we given any sort of money we can give her, or any kind of ask for her help? Or, yeah. But we have our own, but were we also given something for the guide?
We'll say as part of the care package, you were given about 600 gold pieces.
600.
Whoa. Flush.
Some grease money.
Yeah, just enough to keep it. Which, by the record, if you want to just describe what your character looks like for the party as well.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, basically, I've decided that this person is as beautiful and built as Joe Manganiello. So I just want you to imagine Joe Manganiello in all of her glory.
Oh, right. Deborah Ann Woll. Okay. Yeah.
Just like muscles like you've never seen, and like a really ornate sort of cowl in a way with an amulet on it, and yeah, like not even sweating at all. Just like, this is where I live, literally and in my mind.
For the record, there were some scenes on True Blood. Okay, that, believe me, there was a lot of fan fiction written about your character. Let's just say that. All right, leave me out of this.
So Lost City of Omu, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
This is a very, very famous legend. You were interested in going to this place?
We have to.
We're contractually obliged.
We're here to save the world.
Wow. You would need a quest as great as that to enter the jungles of Chult.
Can you lead us there?
I have been there once, at least I believe so. Money does me no good. Why would I need money? I am beautiful. I am amazing. I am strong. If you would pay my rations, my keep, I will try to take you.
You can count on that.
Fair.
There's a great evil below that temple.
Well, I am interested in helping the peoples of this world.
Can you fight?
Can I fight? Ubtao has blessed me.
Uptown,
That's a yeah.
baby.
Hell yes.
At this point, the
Calliope, what do you think?
What do you mean with it?
Just wanted to hear your sweet, sweet voice one more time.
We've got rations for us, so yeah, we should keep going.
the bartender has been listening to part of this conversation and leans in. I'm not mistaken, but you intend to go to the Lost City.
What do you know of it?
I know that I'll give you one more round of drinks from the house and wish you luck. And goes and pulls over a heavy jug of strong liquor you can almost smell off the top and goes, if we see you again, then you will be the first.
I pull out my flask.
It'll be done. Fills the flask, spills a little bit.
Can I just save this for later in a vial? I'm just gonna put it away.
Jamila does not save. It goes down and you don't even see her swallow. It's just like
Just like
straight
a bong.
in. Yeah.
You call it the Chultian bong.
Yes.
That is right there.
Chult bong.
Should we ask the bartender if he has details about, or the latest,
Like,
or
what
what's
is
happened to
so
people
scary?
lately there, or
If you want to.
who's left recently and not come back?
Oh, there are numbers who do. The jungles here are not safe, as you know. There was a time in the past when a great, terrible man attempted to conquer portions of Chult with an army of undead at his disposal.
Sounds like our guy.
However, he was defeated, lost control of this, and now this army wanders to continue to spread, aimless, uncontrolled throughout the jungles.
How big's this
Undead.
army? And it's an undead. How big is the undead army? Or it's just
Well, from the rumors and myths I've heard, hundreds, thousands. I know not the exact number, but they are numerous and they are everywhere.
Do you speak of a Serac?
I do not know this name you speak.
Fine.
Do you know
He's an old friend of mine.
how do you kill them? Do you know? Do you have any?
Something heavy. Hit hard and run. Don't even care if they're killed. Just go.
How spooky are they? Spooky.
Leans in and kind of blocks really close eyes to you. My friend, if you have not seen the eyes of those risen from the ever-sleep, clutch out to grab your throat and snuff your own spark, then but the sight of these creatures will rob you of all the rest you'd hope.
Gulp.
I shake my head and chuckle at these newbies.
Have you seen them?
I have seen undead in the jungle, yes, but I would not dare go there alone.
Where can I find a map? And is there a shop in town that sells magical items?
Maps of Chult. See, that is the difficult thing. There are bits and pieces, but the main central elements of the continent, well, those wilds are where the cartographers are never seen again.
Well, sounds like we need a boat.
Or a stegosaurus.
Now we're talking. Or a plesiosaurus. Where do we get our hands on a dino?
You're asking about. You wish to purchase a creature of this size.
No. We only have 600 gold. I'm talking about how do we trap it, teach it to carry us all on its back, and have it ferry us through the forest.
Well, that sounds like a very easy endeavor.
You would be surprised. I got skills.
I think honestly, why not try it out? Improvise. Try as you go. What's the worst that could happen?
Where is your market district?
At which point he pulls up a small map of the vicinity of the actual port itself and lends you towards the merchant's ward of Port Nyanzaru.
So let's go. We travel to the market
Alrighty.
with our backpacks.
You guys make your way up to the market ward, and in this area you see there are dozens of carts and tents and this open bazaar of just tables covered with hand-carved trinkets and knickknacks and pieces of jewelry and clothing and freshly picked wild fruits from the jungle and fish, racks and racks of fish. This is where the heart of the port is. And who's helming this search?
I mean, I suppose I'll lead them to the marketplace and point out.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Ooh, flub.
Natural one?
Natural one.
Get him out of the way now. Better now than
Just
later,
get
I
him
guess.
done first roll of the game.
away.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Strangely, in your time, and you spend a lot of time here, you
I don't go shopping a lot.
you know where a lot of the beasts are,
Okay.
but you have no idea where any would be sold or kept in a way that would facilitate what they're looking for.
No one's ever
There
asked
are
me
races that they have. There are specific dinosaur races that occur, and they have ones that are trained to run on various tracks at certain times, and people
Okay.
bet out them and stuff. That's the best you can come up with.
I've been to Chult before.
Yes.
Can I roll an investigation check?
Sure. Backing her up. Go
Okay.
for it.
That's a cock.
Yeah.
If I ever saw a cock die. That's not great. That's a 4.
4. You come to the same conclusion.
Can I?
She mentions this and you go, aha! You're right.
Can I see any maybe herbalists or people selling like plants and fungi from the surrounding area?
Yeah, I mean, as you guys are kind of wandering forward, you stay back a little bit and you keep an eye, make a perception check.
Where did that? Oh, thank you.
Go.
Jeez, he's a hot roller over there.
Yeah,
That
no
is
kidding.
17.
Yeah, and so as they're walking ahead, you glance over to the left and you do see there is one particular tent that has a number of still wet and dried, what looks like roots and vines and small pieces of fungus that are kind of like put into small glass containers, some that are like mortar and pestle. This appears to be the kind of place that would facilitate what you're looking for.
I walk up and I say, anti-poison herbs, please. I got a feeling that it's gonna get poisonous in there.
As you enter, you see an older gentleman with a long, scruffy goatee against his like dark, weathered skin. His eyes are almost shut from the brow wrinkles that have kind of closed in around them. With this small square hat he has on that has a really colorful design. He goes,
You're looking for non-poison.
Things maybe not non-poison, things that take the poison out. Like a bunch of random leeches. I know we're not in Japan, but there should be leeches here.
Leeches are one thing.
What else you got?
He leans back, kind of looking at you. You see him looking you over, trying to figure out what you are. You get the sense that maybe he hasn't seen a furball before.
It happens. We're a dwindling race.
Sorry to hear that.
And he picks up a small satchel and sets it on top and opens it up and starts pulling out various. One of them has mold on it. And he's like various clusters of roots. There is one particular, almost like a heavy moss that's clustered into a ball, and he pulls it out and says,
This, if you properly mash it and apply it to a poison wound, should help extract what ails you.
I will take it, and enough for the party. I'd like to make a medicine check really quick.
"Okay, go for it."
That's a good one. That's 26.
Okay, what are you trying to ascertain?
I'm just trying to ascertain maybe if I can gather that this would be worth that amount.
You gather one that this material does have the properties that could extract or at least help mend wounds that have any sort of toxin or venom involved. You do sense that the price is higher than you normally find it, but also you're uncertain of what adjustments the mercantile here in Port Nyanzaru holds. So
Okay, Hitch. Can you help me negotiate, please?
Instead of that, while he's talking to the guy, can I sneak behind him and take his shit from him while they're talking?
I mean, theoretically,
If I roll high, bro.
it's a small tent. It's maybe like 9 feet in diameter. He's an older gentleman. Make a stealth check to see if you can just not gather any attention. Come on. Like you're a window shopping.
Give me a 2. 14 plus 10.
Plus 10.
that's a good one.
You, looking around very quickly, take your robes and toss them over one shoulder and begin to take on, as best you can, a presence of a Chultian, a person who lives here naturally, and mimic some of the language, and then wander past him. He doesn't seem to notice you encroaching upon his supplies. He gives you a cursory glance, but he's more focused on the possible sale and the strange giant furred man that walked into his establishment.
And can I see him do this?
No, you do not see him do this.
Okay.
He's managed to avoid both of your attention at this point.
Okay.
So as you're shouting to Hitch, you're still shouting out of the tent and he's not there, and you're like, oh, damn it.
He's nowhere to be seen.
What are you trying to do?
Get some moss, right?
There's lots of it, yes.
That's
We
what
need
you
some
want,
of that
right?
moss. Yeah, I need the moss.
All right, make a sleight of hand check.
Stealth doesn't work by itself.
Stealth is to get you there.
What's that, 6? Plus 7, 13.
Okay.
Not bad.
You reach underneath where he pulled the first moss sphere from underneath.
Fucking bites my hands.
You go ahead and grab and find a similar textured cluster, smaller but still functional, and you pull it back. And as you begin to maneuver around, you bump the edge of the small case that it was in, and immediately kind of like, what?
Excuse me.
Yes? Well, can I help you?
I was here first.
I know, but I can handle 2 customers at once. Can I help you?
I would like to just say, no, I'm fine, I'm sorry. I thought I was looking for the bathroom. 6 plus 6, 12.
Okay.
Good. Let me see your hands.
They're badly... they're covered in feces. You just don't want that.
Let me see your hands.
Can I persuade you to just let me walk away before
Am I in the tent?
It's a hygiene
Sorry to
problem.
interrupt.
You've been kind of like hanging on the outside. There's not enough room for too many people to get inside, so you're right outside of it hearing this happen.
If I cast friend on him, will that turn him?
You can certainly try.
Calliope coming through.
At this point, he's loudly starting to speak in a language that you don't understand. It's a series of sounds. And the clicks and a series of other noises in between, trying to get the attention.
Do I understand it?
Well, you guys currently have been kind of looking and making your
We're
way along the
outside.
path.
Okay.
So you're not in the tent right now. You hear it and you hear someone shouting, but you don't know the context.
It's not particularly.
I'm sure. I roll my eyes and I figure I know
Here we
exactly
go.
what it is. Bitch.
Just ask nicely.
Maybe haggle with them? Could we get it for cheaper than? I mean, it's a little more expensive than
At this point,
thieving.
two
I was
armored
trying to get him out of trouble.
Oh.
two armored Chultans approach the outside of the tents, both carrying pikes at their side.
I notice this. I start walking.
I'll walk with
towards,
them.
Yeah, we start walking towards them.
Okay.
All I wanted was some moss, man. Just try to do a good thing.
Oh, hitch.
Let us know.
There's always a hitch.
As soon as they approach, they begin speaking back to him in Chultian. He begins talking to them again and pointing at you, and turns.
Show me your hands.
Can I persuade them to just let me walk away?
Well, do you want to try? What do you say?
Say, guys, I legit just shit all over my hands and I have to find a bathroom badly. I wandered into this tent. I'm so sorry for interrupting
with the shit
This is
doubling
disgusting.
down.
I'm ashamed of myself.
As you
I'm
say,
a
I'm
grown
sorry,
man.
and put your hand out.
No,
There's nothing on your hand.
No, Mr. D. Definitely hands are still in my pockets.
Could I slide
that's
him some
hilarious.
shit? I'm a druid. I got shit lying around.
What you do have is like dried clumps of dung that you use as parts of your spell components at times. Yes, not quite in the realm and the.
I showed him my non-shitty hand. You caught me.
Yeah,
It's
I
funny.
caught
I like
you on
that. That's really funny.
So he goes, ah!
God damn it.
Guards! And the two guards walk in and just going to flank you. They're not even paying attention to you at this point.
Good.
And they just say, sure, you have to come with us.
Do we get there?
You guys now approach the outside of the tent. Yeah.
Okay.
I pull out 100 gold. And I hand it. I slam 100 gold down and say, leave this man alone. This is more. This costs more than anything you can find in the shop. Let's just say we've forgotten about this.
The guards take grabs your other hand when you haven't shown, and holds it up, and it shows the sphere of gathered moss that you had stolen. He goes, it is not a matter of whether or not it's expensive. He has stolen from the bazaar.
But here is more than the gold. More gold than that is worth. Take it, and let's say we've forgotten all about it. And I'm going to take him and discipline him far away from here.
Make a persuasion attempt on the owner of the shop, not on the guards.
Okay. Okay. That's a 14.
14?
Well done.
Kind of sits there looking nervously at the gold. at the guards as they begin taking them out of the chamber, and then you kind of standing there, and then...
I speak to the shop owner in Chultan
Okay.
and say, I apologize for these visitors. They do not know our ways.
He responds to you immediately with like a snide.
That's very obvious, as you can see.
He looks down at the gold.
Wait.
The guard's gonna stop you.
I can forgive.
He takes the gold, looks at the guard and gives a nod. The guard takes the moss from your hand.
Whoa.
Gives the moss back to the shopkeeper. The guards release you and kind of throw you out onto the street a little bit.
Just how I planned it.
And you're all escorted out of the tent. 100 gold lesser with no moss.
Okay.
But I know what the moss looks like.
You
now.
do. And should you see it in the wild, you could probably gather some yourself.
That's all I need. Worth 100 gold.
Damn.
You watch as one of these plants suddenly pulses and a spore cloud kind of spills out in the area, and the three of you feel your vision go a little dizzy, and his form expands with a flash of greenish blue energy, and you watch as he becomes this very, very large, furry, very blind, snub-nosed mole that's like...
There's a race of bird-like creatures in the Chult jungles. When I was here, they answered to a Medusa. I know they're evil. I know they report back. I think we need to be very, very careful.